Alrighty, so a little impromptu Jaguar talk here. These are our boys Loki and Jasper. They are brothers, and you can tell them apart because Jasper, larger of the two and has bright amber eyes. Loki, on the other hand, smaller one, he's got blue eyes. The other special thing about these boys is they are melanistic jaguars, often referred to as black panthers, but the term panther is a bit of an umbrella word. It can refer to any animal within the genus Panthera, so big cats. Just like our white lions, the melanistic form is simply a color morph, but if you look at them in the right lighting, you can see that their big rosettes are very much still there. And while jaguars are nowhere near the largest of the big cats, they have an incredibly strong bite force. These guys can crunch down with a bite force of 1,500 pounds per square inch. They can bite through the shells of turtles, they can bite through the scales of caimans, which are South America's answer to the alligator, and they can make quite a mess of capybaras, which are their favorite prey in the wild. Now, believe it or not, jaguars historically roamed not just in South America, but up into the southern United States. But unfortunately, due to overhunting and human-wildlife conflict, they have been, for the most part, pushed out of the United States. We only occasionally get roaming males. So when jaguar males, when they're old enough and they leave their mom, they'll start scouting out for their own territory. And occasionally some of them cross up from Mexico into the southern United States. Now these guys, just like all big cats, are obligated carnivores, which means they eat nothing but meat, and Ashley has spread out some chicken for them, entire chicken, so bones and all. Very important for them to get the nutrition from all parts of the carcass, just like they would in the wild. And it's been spread out in a way that encourages, it's a form of enrichment. So for captive animals, this is a great way to engage them mentally, physically, helps them engage in natural behaviors. But enrichment doesn't always have to be food. It can also be anything that changes the environment and has the animal engage in a natural behavior. Now, jaguars are considered near threatened in terms of their conservation status. One of the main threats for them is habitat loss. The agricultural industry in South America, specifically for cattle ranches, decimates a lot of the rainforests down there, and that means these guys are losing their natural habitat and by extension losing the food that they depend on. So making conscious decisions when we're choosing what food we're going to eat also affects jaguars. Does anyone have any jaguar related questions for me?
On the ground.
Yeah.
How long can they live in the wild?
So in the wild, similar to lions and tigers, it can be pretty tough out there for a jaguar. Since they're not as social as lions, they don't have to really contend with other jaguars as much, but in the wild, between 9 to 12 years. In captivity, though, they can live very much longer. They can live to their late teens, early 20s. In general, for wild apex predators, they have especially tough lives, so their lifespans are never as long as they could be when they're getting round-the-clock care. Alright, so this was just a brief little spotlight explaining the enrichment out for these guys, but if you're looking for some more animals to learn about, our wolf spotlight will be at 2 o'clock over at our gray wolf habitat. Thank you.
He's up on the roof? Didn't even see that. Unfortunately, I am not sure if their favorite food in particular, but they definitely seem fond of their chicken.
You just walk around with two chickens, and then you just tuck one up in the tire, and then you just rub it on the house, and then you throw it up in the roof. 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay.
That's how the keepers get